Good morning everyone. Welcome to Annamaya IAS Academy. Today we are starting a special edition on essay. So essay is the game changer in UPSC mains. Many times it just decided the rank of students. Here what we are doing is that we have come up with an initiative under our director Dr. Harnath Reddy sir. So as a part of that initiative, we are going to equip you with certain tools. These tools, whatever we are going to discuss over here, you can use it across essays. They are like more generalistic, so they just stay at the back of your mind so that you can use them anywhere. So for today, we are starting with a quote. The quote is, if you want to test a man's character, give him power. So I am going to take you on a journey about the background of the quote, how this quote can be applied, how it can be used, so that you will have many examples in your head, and whatever, of course, nobody can ultimately predict essay paper because it's the most predictable, most unpredictable among the GS papers. So this is all we can do to equip you with everything we can. So this quote, it is said by Robert G. Ingersoll. It's coming from the 19th century. The background of this quote is, it is linked to Abraham Lincoln. As you know, he was a president of USA. In 1863, he declared slaves in Confederate held territory as free individuals. Okay. Now, this step has resulted in chaos in the entire country. In this chaos, what usually happens is that governments, they take drastic steps like unleashing the military or declaring an emergency or stuff like that. But Abraham Lincoln, being in power, he has handled with such grace and mercy. That's the reason Robert G. Ingersoll has said this. He was praising Lincoln and he said, if you can, giving a man power is the true test of his character. So let's dive deep into it. Now the meaning of the quote, it implies that when one is free to act without restraint, when one can do anything he pleases, that is when a man's true character comes out. When one has no power, when one has no resources, no money or anything, he'll obviously be in restraint. He will be in his best behavior. So this power, it acts as a true test of morality. When someone is in a problem, when someone is in an adversity, their survival mode and survival instincts are turned on. Now they're in their, as I said, they're in their best behavior. They want to put their best foot forward, like be it in any stage. The best behavior, they are disciplined and everything. But when they have everything, they are comfortable, they have money, they have power, they have everything, their true faces come out. Now, power and ethical complexity. At this moment, there are very few individuals, when you have so much power, when you can manipulate the law or get away with things, that is where your true ethics will come out. It reveals bad character that disguised as larger pressures. So you understand where I'm getting here, right? What I'm saying is something that's happening in the society right now. We are seeing it all around us, people who are in positions of power, how blatantly they're abusing and how easily they're getting away. So we can see the test of the true character. So I'm going to give you few case studies and examples over here to use in the examination hall, because of course you can't, here the thing with UPSC exam is that you can't write random examples. It's hard to inculcate them in the answer. Like, of course you can write, but it takes a very good writer. So instead, if you follow case study model, it will become easier for us to write. And sorry about the background noise. Today's Bonalu, it's a festival in Hyderabad today, and for you all, happy Bonalu. So coming back to the topic, Nelson Mandela, it's a very classical example. He used presidential power for reconciliation and not revenge. He didn't unleash, just because you've oppressed us, we are going to oppress you back, or we are going to take revenge, or any bloodshed. Nothing was there. It was truly peaceful. So he formed Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and he showed restraint, forgiveness and unity. It is very hard because at that moment of time, especially for the masses who have been oppressed for so long, their anger it's natural for their anger to come out. They will naturally unleash it. But even at that point of time, he has showed forgiveness, he has showed restraint. It takes a truly noble person to do this, noble character to do this. So this is his true character which came out. And honestly, at this point of time, to be frank, if Nelson Mandela has done something against, against the people who practiced apartheid, people wouldn't have judged. People would have backed him, saying that, okay, this is such a crime against humanity. But even in such a position also, he chose to show forgiveness and mercy. Now here I would like to introduce you to a concept. I made it. It's just a normal graph, a simple graph which shows the rise of a person or an institution, the peak of the power and the fall. So in these three stages, person's behavior will be different. So you can use graphs like this to take the reader through a story. As in, again a classic example, Adolf Hitler. So the rise of his power at this stage, how Adolf Hitler was that he uplifted the economy. He didn't gain fame overnight. He showed success. He showed people measurable change. According to some reports, the growth rate of the growth rate of the economy was as high as 14% in the early stages of Hitler's regime. So he showed changes. He won people's trust. Everyone thought that yes, he is the future. He is the Messiah. He is the Führer. Now, once he rose, once he reached this point, the peak of the power, he built a totalitarian regime, and it led to the World War II and the grave human tragedy of the Holocaust. He killed more than 1 million Jews. We all know the story, what happened. So that happens when you're on the peak of the power. And I told you how he reached that peak. That is also important, because this curve, it not just builds it builds legitimacy to whatever the actions he are doing. Now understand, Hitler told that, okay, Jews are doing this, Jews are doing that, so it is justified to do Holocaust. If he wanted, Nelson Mandela could have done that too, because apartheid is also a crime against humanity. He didn't. He chose forgiveness. Again, the fall of power. Ultimately, truth always triumphs. The good side will always win. Good triumphs over the evil. He killed himself. Germany lost World War II. Now we can apply these concepts in what is happening today. This is an open thing. I'll explain it to you. Now here I've taken a broad case study of big tech companies. Now what is their rise? Web 4.0, Web 4.0, fourth industrial revolution, the boom of social media, it has led to many big tech companies. Now they are effectively controlling the governments. This is the peak. I think this is the peak, because right now they're controlling governments, they're controlling elections. It has been in news that they're forcing, especially, this a Karnataka MLA has said, they're forcing the parliament to get into 12-hour working days to make it legal. They are controlling elections, as we have seen in the Cambridge Analytica scandal. So I think I really hope this is the peak of their power. Now, what are they doing in the peak of their power? They're disregarding privacy. They are blatantly doing data mining and selling our data. This has also been emphasized by Elon Musk also, how especially India has freely given away their data. Next, energy resources. One small search in ChatGPT, it takes like, if I'm not wrong, it's like 4 to 5 gallons of water it takes. So they're blatantly abusing natural resources, because we are all addicted and all our lives are dependent on social media today. Next, white collar slavery. As I said, unnatural working hours are being demanded by them. Now the fall. We don't know. We can only predict that the fall comes, or I don't know how it comes. So this is where you leave an open ending for the reader. This is also a good way to end an essay, like fall. Okay, how is it gonna be? Are they gonna still rise in power? Are they gonna control everything, or are they gonna eventually fall, or some other government, some other form of institution will take their place? So this is a good way to end an essay. Also, you can leave the reader with many options to think. It's a good trick. It will leave them thinking about it. Okay, what can happen, and all that stuff. So broadly, a conclusion: power amplifies a person's character. It reveals it. It's a true test of leadership. And what else can we do? How do we build that respect? Now this is built through ethics, through value education, to staying rooted and grounded towards your roots. So this also, in this dimension also you can expand. So this is it for essay special session. So follow this space for more such tools where you can use it in any, not just in essay, in anywhere you can fit it in. Thank you.